Let me ask Dr. Mojola. Now, for you, we've heard what the Health Workers Union are saying, but for resident doctors, do you feel the same way? Are you looking at suspending or cancelling your strike, having had the opportunity of sitting with the Ministry of Labor and Productivity?
All right, thank you. For resident doctors, apart from the issues that we have discussed now, we have some peculiar challenges. We, at the meeting with the Ministry of Labor yesterday, we discussed many of the issues, and we were making progress on a lot of those issues. But there are still some gray areas that need sorting out. What I will just say is that as president, the only thing I can do is to call an emergency meeting and give feedback to our members. And I want to say that as doctors, we are usually very sad when we have to say that we are on strike. You know, we know the importance of our work and the sensitivity of our work. We know how patients can suffer, and even patients can die because of this. However, we want the system to work well so that mortality and morbidity can be reduced, so that Nigeria can get the best. So what I can tell you is that all the agreements that we had with the management will be taken back to the Congress, and people will decide on their own when we should.
It sounds quite interesting that you are the one making those statements that you just made, because when you're the one who is in the front line of strike, and you're the one who's also saying, oh, we feel so sad that we have to do it because lives are lost, can't you find other ways of expressing your grievances without having to expose human beings, fellow human beings, and patients of your hospital to that level of risk, where some of them, as a result of what has happened over from the 2nd of June, quite a few people would have lost their lives.
Yes, thank you very much.
And they could have been saved in spite of the state of the situation in that hospital. They could have been saved.
Yes, but what I can tell you is that even when we're at work, many patients are dying because of basic life-sustaining things are not available. So if our strike is going to correct that and we'll be able to save more people, it makes more sense for us. Now, we don't want to go on strike, but you see, as I explained to you earlier, we have explored all opportunity, all avenues. You see, unfortunately, we're in a system when people are not proactive enough, and we usually wait till things deteriorate to this extent. I can remember that there are so many meetings we've had. We've given management time, we have discussed, but nothing was done. Most of the things that are being done now were done within these last 2 weeks. So why should we always make our people to suffer? Why should we always have to wait? And many of the things we are asking for, they are basic things, which, if the system is running well, these things should just be there. So you can imagine a situation where as a doctor, I'm in the emergency. I need oxygen for a patient's life to be saved. I need basic things for a patient's life to be saved. So even when I'm there, I'm incapacitated in a lot of ways. Many of the patients are dying. So we don't want this situation to continue.
Do we say that that's the fault of management, or the federal government that's not giving them enough fund to be able to make this thing
What I
available?
will say is that, you see, the fault, I'm not here to lay blame or to apportion blame to anybody.
No, just to
But
create an understanding
that,
so that we know where we are directing.
Now, you see,
our appeal.
We have, your appeal has to be directed to all the parties involved, both federal government and the management of LUTH. Even if they don't give you, you don't have enough money. But if you strategize properly, even the ones you have, because at least we can compare ourselves to some. We are not comparing ourselves to Hammersmith or hospitals that are well, but let's even talk of Nigeria. Let's compare ourselves with some other people. So we think we need to do better than we are doing. So, and the federal government also has to improve the funding of the health sector. In fact, there should be a fund to upgrade all these teaching hospitals.